Hello buddy, Andy here. Well, as you probably already noticed, the title of this video is Please Treat Me Like an Adult. And what am I on about there? This could well turn into a bit of a rant, because nowadays, maybe it's just me, maybe it's just in the UK, I don't know, maybe you can let me know as well, but I just get the impression that everybody treats everybody else like little children, whether it be the media, whether it be governments or whatever. We're not allowed to seem to think for ourselves anymore. We have to be told everything, or stop from doing this and stop from doing this, or not allowed to listen to this or be shown this or that or whatever. I'm not talking about censorship as such, I'm just talking about silly things which I shall come to. One of the first things is any sort of conflicts and that we have. I mean, I can remember the Gulf War, other wars that we've had, other sort of major incidents and that. You get radio stations, as an example, aren't allowed to, or aren't expected to play certain songs. And I know this for a fact because one of my friends used to work in with radio, and he knew that there was a list of songs that during the Gulf War, the first Gulf War in the early 90s, that they weren't allowed to play. And songs, for example, like Phil Collins's In the Air Tonight, The Clash, Rock the Casbah, things like that, you know, the sort of general thing. And I just wonder why that is particularly. I know that people can get sensitive, and for very good reasons as well. I understand that, but I just don't get why they should be telling us what we're not allowed to listen to. The same thing happens with films. We have major incidents in the world. I'm not going to go into naming them, but you know which ones I'm talking about. And films get pulled off the TV. They certainly do over here in the UK. And there might be a film on, and you think, oh yeah, I'll watch that, and never give it any thought. And then they say, no, we're not going to show this film tonight. We're going to change this, and we're going to put this on in its place. And you sort of sitting there, you're sort of scratching your head, and you hadn't happened to notice and think, oh no, I can see why now. Completely, in my opinion, unrelated. If it's obviously more or less exactly the same as the incident that's happened or is happening, I can understand it. Most of the time the links are pretty tenuous, and I just think that they're I say, treating us like little kids, not letting us make up our own minds, because after all, if we're offended by something, we can always change the channel, can't we? We can always complain, I suppose. We've all got those sort of avenues to do that sort of thing. Another thing that's happened over here in the UK, and as I said, this may just be over here, but any sort of program that comes on and deals with what could be classed as sensitive issue, and this could be a soap opera, it could be a drama, a documentary or something like that. At the end of the programme they have a little thing that comes up along the bottom that says, like a helpline, if you've been affected by any of the issues in this programme, please ring this number, and there'd be someone on the end to talk to you, but not the Samaritans that we have over here in the UK and probably other organisations worldwide. And sorry, it could just be me, but it's rather exasperating, I think. And I think, say, this is the same with governments as well. They talk to you as if you're a little kid. Everything has to be explained in the minutest detail. One other thing I've noticed with particular sort of documentaries on the TV as well, they go for a commercial break and then they come back, and for the first couple of minutes of the programme it's basically going back over what they've just done, and you think, well, hang on a minute, my attention span isn't that bad. And I just think it's a general sort of dumbing down that we've got now in society, sort of pandering to that sort of lowest common denominator, if you want to call it that. They presume that everybody is really stupid, that no one's got any sort of intelligence at all, and I know that's not true. Most people have got the intelligence that if they don't like something, they can just switch for the off button, or we don't even have to get up out of our chairs. We've got the little remote controls and the zappers, whatever you want to call them. We can just turn them off. And if something's that offensive, it shouldn't be shown in the first place. As I said, I don't want to go down this sort of censorship thing, but as I said, I don't know if this is just a UK thing, whether it is just me, I don't know, but it's something that really annoys me. I do feel that sort of whatever your age, generally you're old enough and you're intelligent enough to decide what's good for you and what isn't, and I do get a bit sick of other people sort of telling me what I can or can't watch. As I said, I'm not talking about censorship. There are obvious things that shouldn't be shown at certain times, or shouldn't be shown at any time, I suppose, and maybe you have to make an effort, but I'm talking about general media that's available to people, whether it be TV or radio. And as I said, I find it completely strange and baffling to me. Whether I'm in a minority of one, I don't know. But as I said, I just want to be treated like an adult. I don't want to be treated like a little child all the time. I had enough of that when I was a child. After all, I have grown up. I think I've got my own opinions. I can make my own mind up whether I find something offensive, sensitive, or anything like that. And if I want to, I can just turn off, like you can with this video. If you're sick of listening to my voice, there's a little button that says off or stop. But anyway, I'll be interested to know what you think, whether it's just me, I doubt if it is somehow, whether it's the same in your country, your part of the world, wherever it is, your radio, TV or whatever. Are they the same? Do they pull films? Do they pull programs for meaningless and fairly trivial reasons? As I said, I know there are major issues here and major events that, you know, have to be treated carefully, but I do think we overstep the mark, and I think we insult people's intelligence by not letting them make their own minds up and letting them make adult decisions about things. Anyway, thanks for your time. I'm sorry I've rambled on for far too long. I shall see you again soon. Goodbye.